All right, so in your box, you're going to find one of these little things. Now, it's really important that you handle this by the edges, okay? Don't like pinch it over here because you want to be careful about static electricity, okay? So try to handle it with the edges. But it's going to come with these little header pin sets, and these are just a little bit too long. If you look at the thing and you stick it in here, there's 2 pins sticking out. See that? So you're going to have to break those 2 off. So what you end up doing is you get your little pliers here and you stick them right there on that second to the bottom pin and pinch here and just kind of bust it off. Okay? And then you've got it the right size. And then what you're going to do, so you're going to have 2 of these, and you end up doing that. So let me make sure I got those in the right rows. Yeah, so you orient your board this way so that the inside negative rail is facing away from you, and you put the first header set into row D there, and then you put the other one into H. And then you lay this on here, and you line up the pins so that they drop in the holes. Now it's really important that the USB connector, which is what this is, be pointing out that way, okay? If you do it around this way, your wiring is going to be wrong when you follow my diagram. And you're going to get really confused when it comes time to program this thing because none of your pins are going to line up and it's all going to be wrong, okay? So make sure that you have this oriented around so that the USB connector is over there, okay? And then what you got to do is you got to solder the microcontroller to those pins on the top, and then you got to do it on the bottom, okay? So let me demonstrate. And you want to be like really careful here because you don't want to dwell very long on each of these pins. You don't want to melt this board, and you definitely don't want to short one pin to another, okay? Because it's not going to like that. So I would suggest starting over on this side of the board because these pins are the least important ones. You're not going to use those. So if you're going to screw ones up, I'd rather it be the ones on this right side. But here's what you do. You lay the soldering iron there so it's heating up both things, and then just a little bit of solder, let it fall in there, and it looks like, yep, that's in there. See how quick that was? Do the same thing on this next one. See? And you're going to keep going all the way around. And then you're going to flip it over and you're going to do the other side. Okay? And when you do the other side, you're going to actually clamp the board, the circuit, the computer board, right, in your clamp, and lay the clamp flat so that this board is laying, gravity is pushing it up against that bottom. So then you're soldering the bottom and you know it's flush up against there. Okay? And that's basically it. That's first task, is just soldering all these pins in, both top and bottom. And once you get there, then the next step comes, which I will show you maybe next week, maybe later today, if we get there. But that's where we're going to start, and we'll go from there. Now, again, the things to watch out for is you want to make sure that you're not putting so much solder into each of these that they jump over to the other pin, okay? You got to keep them separated. You also want to make sure that this board is laying flush against those plastic headers, okay? You don't want any gaps, either on the top or on the bottom. You want laying flush, okay? If it gets crooked or there's any gaps or anything, you run the risk of some shorts or, it's not the end of the world, but you don't really want that, okay? And really definitely make sure that this USB is pointed that way, okay? If it's pointed the other way, Now, and the circuit board is oriented the right way, but you can kind of see, you want the USB connector on lining up with 15 on the board, okay? As long as the USB connector is on the side that has 15, then this will be in the right orientation. And if you get that wrong, it's fine. Like, you can still build the thing and it will still work, but my diagram is not going to help you because your pins will be in different places and you're going to have to build a little secret decoder ring to modify every one of the instructions that I give you of how to wire that up. Like, it'll still work, but you're just going to have to do it differently and take a bunch of notes and change a bunch of stuff. So it's much, but what you don't want to do is, once you've soldered this on, you don't want to have to desolder and take it off, because then you're going to just melt it. It'll be dead at that point. So try to get this right the first time. Get that USB lined up with row 15, and you'll be good to go. Okay? Questions? All right. Well, I'll stop the recording and then we'll get to work.